say definitively that religions are all bullshit.
Welcome to Brainstorm.
We have the explicit tag for a reason.
This is a base level argument to a higher level of morality.
I get paid to science?
To science as much as one can science.
What the hell was my point?
Trigger warning. The Brainstorm podcast will criticize your most cherished beliefs. We attack nonsense in all its forms and discuss difficult subjects. If you peddle pseudoscience, supernatural woo, or religious dogma, then this is not your safe place. This is the home of hardcore skepticism.
Hi, and welcome to the Brainstorm Podcast Skeptic Studio, where we do interviews, major topics, and news related to skepticism and atheism. I'm Corey, and my panel tonight are Angela.
Hello.
And Renee.
Hello.
With the always amazing Dave.
I'm always amazing.
You
Always.
betcha. Doing
No
sound.
exception.
We're here in Roman Empire Studios in Regina, Saskatchewan, and today is August 4th, 2017. We're down to a skeleton crew tonight.
Everyone else had
Everybody abandoned us.
stupid things to do, I guess.
It's a radio show with only 3 hosts. I suppose other people do it.
Yeah.
Other shows do it with one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Except
We don't have an interview tonight. Louis Vaughn, our scheduled guest, recently had surgery that was unexpected and is in recovery. So hopefully he recovers well. And we will be booking him for an interview in 2018 when he feels he'll be ready.
thoughts and prayers.
You betcha. Thoughts and prayers. That's right. Later on, we will be joined by Chris Watson, though, as a guest host from the Podunk Polymath podcast. So I guess before we get too into anything, how was everybody's break?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
I joined a gym and I finished hand stitching my quilt.
What
Which
gym
took a
did
year.
you join?
I joined the same gym as you.
Anytime Fitness.
I did.
Nice.
I did.
In the East End.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Maybe I'll see you there.
There's a story.
sometime.
You might, but the thing, there's a story behind that.
We'll get into it.
So frustrated. But ultimately, I think I made the best choice. So
Yeah, I like that gym.
I like it too. I went there instead of going for supper tonight.
Oh,
Yeah. I was really proud of myself.
good work. Although coming for supper would have been great.
It would have been. I was torn. Like, what do I do? But I said I was going to go 3 times this week, so this was only number 2.
One of my uncomfortable situations this week was at the gym.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh. I want to hear about it.
I'll let you guys tell us about your week,
Okay.
and then I'll get into it.
How was your break?
I did nothing other than get my neck wrenched on at
Nice.
Krav Maga. So
Did some headlocks.
did some headlock escapes. That's what it was.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
why my neck and shoulders are killing
And now
me.
you're a pro.
No.
You can
No?
always escape from anybody's
No.
headlock now.
No. God, no.
No?
No.
That's not how that works?
No.
Oh, geez.
Shoot, you don't get like a certificate that you've completed.
I thought you already got a
headlocks?
certificate.
You did that knife thing.
Yeah, that was the Cali thing.
The
Yeah, I
Cal-
got a
okay.
certificate for that.
Because that was a weekend seminar.
Yeah, it was what was it, like basically an 8-hour seminar
Okay.
that I went to. Don't ask if I actually retained anything from it, but it was an experience.
Maybe you created some muscle memory somehow.
Maybe. I doubt it. I think the funniest part about that was when we were doing some of the Cali knife defenses. It was similar to some of the Krav defenses I used, and I was just like, oh, okay, this. And done like this, boom, boom. And one guy's like, you like this one? I'm like, I just know this one. Different form, but I know this one.
Yes. So how many times a week do you go to Krav? Just once? No.
Ideally twice a week.
Twice.
Yeah, and then I do kickboxing on Sundays.
That's a lot. Keeps you fit.
Not really. You would think so. You would think so.
You think so?
You'd think so, but
You don't feel fit.
No.
I keep saying that I go into the attempt. It's a vain attempt to be in some kind of shape other than round.
Well,
Oh, round's a good shape.
I mean, round is a shape, but it's not the one I want to be in.
I don't. I think it's a good shape myself. I like round.
Yeah.
round is okay. It's okay to have some things that are round.
That's fine. I'm just trying to go more, cylindrical.
It's not self-satisfying necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe an oval shape?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Less
Maybe.
round than oval?
Yeah, I'm thinking cylindrical. Like that way, it's a little taller than it is. So it's not equidistantly around.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But
No, I can relate to that for sure. How was your break, Corey?
My break was good.
Yeah.
I worked nights, so that's always fun. You get that isolated.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to a human in a week type feeling, so that's always good.
Stay home with your kids. That's how you feel too.
Yeah, I bet.
Your husband gets home, he's like, "How was your day? Tell me about your day. How's the real world out there? Do you have any stories for me?" Yeah, that's
can we
how
talk
it
about
is.
something other than Paw Patrol?
Yeah. Fuck Teen Titans. I don't want to watch. It's funny.
I'm
It's funny.
offended.
Sorry. My daughters are watching Teen Titans like crazy.
Okay,
It's
Teen
actually one of the few shows that I'm okay with her watching.
Teen Titans Go.
Teen
Yeah.
Titans Go is
Yeah.
like I don't know what drugs they're on. With
It's
that one.
hilarious. It's amazing.
She keeps telling me to come downstairs and like see what they're dreaming about and stuff. And yeah, it's legitimately good stuff.
You should get her watching Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Is it on Netflix?
No, I don't think it is.
Darn. Okay.
But my kids are watching Star versus the Forces of Evil and Steven Universe, and they're quite enjoying that, and they're pretty awesome.
I don't know. I finally caught an episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh, fuck! Rick and Morty's the best show on TV.
Is it good? I haven't
It's
watched
not
it
for
yet.
kids, but
Oh, it's
No.
not for kids, but it's so up my twisted, dark sense of humor.
My
it was
stepson
awesome.
really enjoys that show.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
like
awesome.
The one
He's
I
a super
saw,
big fan.
it was episode 2 of the new season.
Oh,
where
yeah.
they went to some Mad Max world.
yeah, that's good.
That's
They have one
fantastic.
scene where it's like straight out of Mad Max, where he's like the guy's on chasing Rick, and he's like, "My flesh is chrome, my blood is gasoline," and he gets squished. Rick just stands up. Nope, just regular old blood.
Yeah, that's right.
Like just so twisted that it's awesome.
Oh, I love that. That's brilliant.
That's a good show.
I'll have to
And the
check it
wind
out.
whispering at his loser.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it only say loser? Or does it say, yeah.
He's like, what did you say? Who said that?
At the end of the episode, he goes up to go pick up his unemployment check, and then he's got a bag of chips, and he picks up the unemployment check, and then there's this wolf out of nowhere, and he's like, "What do you want? You want the chips?" No. The dog's like shaking his head. He's like, "What do you want? My unemployment check? Why would you want that? What does my misery sustain you?" Eats the chews on his check and spits it on the ground and just walks away.
Oh, well, that's so.
And then the wind once again goes, "Loser." It's just so wrong. It's hilarious.
Oh, man. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, it's just so nihilistic. It's awesome.
That's my jam these days.
Yeah. The my weird gym story.
Yeah.
So I've been doing pretty good lately. I've been going every second day at least.
That's good.
Yeah, like I've been pretty consistent. I've realized that if I try to force myself to go every day, then I lack focus and I often just say fuck it and don't go for like 3 or 4 days. So
Yeah.
I stuck to every second day.
That's good.
So I was on the treadmill and there's not a Starbucks, but a coffee shop, Brewed Awakenings, right by the gym. Mm-hmm. So the whole time you're on the treadmill, there's people walking by.
Yes.
And I mean, you get parched when you're running on the treadmill.
That's right.
So I'm running my ass off on the treadmill, and this woman walks by, and I look up. We make eye contact just at the same moment that I lick my lips. And she immediately looked away.
Wow.
I thought, oh no, that is not
the
the way.
Corey just got reported to somebody.
That was not the interaction I was planning. That did not go as it should have.
She probably felt like a tasty muffin at that
Oh,
point.
jeez.
Violated, but she's no.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
That's so.
So that was that was
Inadvertent
interesting.
sexual harassment. Awesome.
So that happened early on in the break, but ever since then, every time I've been at the gym, I've been very aware of the way I behave around the women in the gym. I'm like very careful.
Yeah.
About no looking at them, no eye contact.
Nope.
I don't want anybody to misconstrue me when I.
There's so many mirrors in that gym that you can like. It's hard not to see other people look at you.
Right.
So you have to be careful.
Even if
is,
it's just a matter of it's just a matter of motion. It's like, oh, someone moved. Oh,
Yeah. Well, because you see your eyes are you're drawn to that. It's like what? Oh,
movement.
That's right. Yeah, like you're constantly noticing other people.
exactly.
But I was very conscious not to this week.
That would. And I was embarrassed when I dropped my cell phone in the middle of trying to watch fucking What the Health.
Oh, jeez.
More on that later, folks.
Yeah, for sure.
I not necessarily that one, but I have things to add to that one. Have you seen his other documentary,
No. Which one is that?
Cowspiracy?
That's his other one?
That's his.
Oh, I bet.
Did you
That's
notice
awesome.
that Joaquin Phoenix is a contributor? He's an executive producer on What the Hell?
No, all I know is I started watching What the Health, which we'll get into later on.
Right,
But
yeah.
I started watching it. I was like, I recognize that. Oh, it's that fucking douche.
And that's on Netflix too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just ridiculous. It's just anyways. You know what? Watching that documentary, I looked at how much time I had left because I got through about 45 minutes before I was like, I can't do this. It's really fucking hard. I can't do this. And I shut it off. And then I went to the gym the other night and was like, okay, I'm gonna finish watching this. So I put it on the stand in front of the treadmill and thinking, okay, I'm gonna watch this and then just keep walking as long as it takes till I'm done. And at one point, I'm like, for fuck's sake, like out loud.
nice.
And then at one point, I dropped my phone behind me, and I had to get off the treadmill and pause it, and it was excruciating. It was so bad.
Yeah, I on Twitter, a guy named Clay. He's also known as the skeptic Petty. Like he's a pediatrician.
Okay.
And he is part of the
For
Prism.
good thing you clarified that, because that kind of sounded a little wrong.
He is on the Prism podcast, and he
Okay.
was live tweeting as he was watching.
Really?
What the Health? And it was like watching a man go from sane into madness. It was like just this utter descent into frustration and maniacal
have you
expression.
seen the documentary?
No, I am not watching it.
Well,
No,
because you probably don't need to now, because you kind of live vicariously through him.
Right.
He took the bullet for you.
Yeah, he really did.
Because it's really fucking bad. At first, it's like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a chance, but then
It's just
about
horrible.
5 minutes in, your guts are in knots, and you just want to punch a wall.
Brutal.
Anyways, enough about that.
Yeah, and I like you say, we will be getting into it later. Harriet Hall did a review of it. So
I did read that, and I loved it. I loved it.
she's pretty fantastic. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to talking about that.
Me too.
Another weird thing that happened to me this week. I was at the gym again, and
As you do.
as I do, and Stephanie, it was late, and Stephanie was home alone,
Okay.
and she came home and I had pulled some old sandals out of the basement.
Okay.
And she came home and did not recognize the shoes on the step. So she got quite concerned about these unusual shoes on the step in her house. And so she came back out to her car and called me and asked me about the shoes. It's like, yeah.
It's a good thing you don't have weapons in the house.
That would be interesting.
Who the fucking shoes are these?
Just do a quick sweep.
Yeah.
That would. I don't know how I would react in that circumstance.
In retrospect, she was like, wait a second. Why the fuck would an intruder take off their shoes?
Yes. Unless it was like annoying, like cousin that like sleeps on your couch and eats all your food.
Yeah.
An extremely neat serial killer.
The neatest of serial killers. Yeah.
I can't leave any kind of footprints.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
He was pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah.
Dexter.
If you watch
wasn't-
TV, like lots of them are
Yeah.
pretty neat.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't want to leave any forensic evidence.
They still get caught though.
Yeah. Because nobody's perfect.
Ultimately, they want to get caught. Yep.
I had a call with the president of civilian-led PD
I was noticing that.
on. That was just the other day.
I'll
That-
admit, I saw that and my mind went instantly to police academy.
Fair enough. No, it's a very interesting concept. They want to
I heard he went
set
through
up.
Citizens Police Academy.
Yeah, it was not the same thing.
Nope.
There was no tackleberry.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not as cool.
They want to set up kind of a board system where citizens oversee and kind of report on decisions about the policing that's involved, that goes on, and they'd have to be. He explained it all to me, and it was it seems very well thought out. It's a matter of getting it applied in some way so that we can actually see what the effect might be.
So just like as a matter of accountability.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, ultimately, I think the goal is to veer away from policing so much as it is to fix the issues that cause crime in the first place, right? Mm-hmm. But I think at first it's supposed to be kind of an oversight, or like making sure everybody's accountable and that all the rules are followed, and that. And I think that in some places there are serious issues going. So
Yeah.
So it's an interesting concept, and I'm really interested in.
That is interesting. I thought, to my knowledge, something like that happens in Regina with the Regina Police Service.
Yeah.
There is something like that occurs. I'm not sure if it's like a regular meeting, if it's a committee of some kind, but they do have community involvement, and it seems like they're on the right track. Nobody's perfect, of course.
Right.
With recent dog attacks, etc. But I don't know. I think there are portions of that organization that have the right idea.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's an interesting concept, and I think that's
I thought that for some of our more progressive friends, it might be something that they'd be interested in hearing about. Mm-hmm. So I will probably post a link in our show notes just to help everybody learn more about that. And
that's a good idea.
if you follow them on Twitter, they might message you and ask if they can call you and discuss it with you and kind of get a little bit more outreach going on.
Okay.
The president, Avi Top, I think is his last name. He's kind of trying to go everywhere where people are interested in.
Where is he based out of?
Actually, I don't know. He was in Albuquerque when I was talking to him.
In New Mexico. Okay.
So, yeah. So I don't know where he's out of originally, but can't remember what he said.
Okay. So he's
Our
in the
signal
US.
was not great.
Oh.
We were just talking on the phone, and I hate talking on the phone too. Like
Me too.
I don't know. There's something about having that thing against my head that just makes it so I can't focus on what anybody's saying at all.
Do you wear like headphones, like a headset?
Not usually.
Oh.
Yeah, I probably should though. It would probably help.
I find it helps because then you don't have to like hold something to your ear.
I kind of like my spaceman headset every once in a while. I got
Yeah.
one of those little little ones. Yeah, works pretty good.
That's pretty sweet. Those
If
are
I'm
good.
at the gym, then my wireless headphones work for that. So,
That's handy.
but that's annoying because then you're like yelling in the gym. Hello, how's it going?
That's the weird thing is
I love you too.
You're just staring at the lady that's walking by,
Make sure you lick your
mouthing
lips.
the words "I love you too."
Yeah. So awkward.
Oh man, I've done things.
I swear, every time that I happened to make eye contact with a woman after that, I was like, oh God, she thinks I'm a perv.
You're just reading too much into it. You're just reading too much into it. People are too caught up in their own shit to really be like, oh, that's disgusting. Mind you, today there was a dude that was like watching me squat, and I'm like at a low confidence level in the gym currently.
Right.
And because I kind of stick out, but like I know I have good form, and he was like watching me. It's like, no, I don't like being watched.
Don't do that.
And he did like a double take. It's like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Maybe he's like, how much is she? She's lifting more than me.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
How many squats is she doing? 4 sets?
She's going lower than I go. That's not cool.
Yeah, exactly. How many push-ups is she doing? Fuck, I can do lots.
That's it. I'm going to Planet Fitness.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
This sucks.
All these ladies here are making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to the gym is an awkward endeavor.
So awkward. I'm going to talk about that more when we get into our fuck everything.
Yeah. Oh, right on. I guess there's not much else going on. We might as well hit that commercial break, and then we can maybe give Chris a call.
All right, let's do it.
If you like what we're doing and want to help us keep the lights on, go become a patron at patreon.com/brainstorm podcast. You can hear the bonus half hour that we record every episode and get a shout out when you support the show. Become a patron for just $1 an episode at patreon.com/brainstorm podcast. Or you can support the show by ordering a t-shirt, mug or other gear from our store at caffeepress.ca/brainstorm podcast gear. If you can't afford to become a patron or buy gear, then why not give us a rating or write a review on iTunes or Stitcher? Every rating makes it easier for people to find us. Thanks for your support.
We are given one life, full of billions of small and large decisions. To be somebody, to change, to be kind, to give hope, to become a better person, and to leave a lasting impact on this planet. It is a decision to be made every single day while your heart is still beating. We've made our decision. Absence of Clothing, atheist and science-based apparel and merchandise, donating 50% of our profits to charity. Look good and feel good, without God. Check us out at absenceofclothing.com and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest for discount codes and other sweet swag.
Use the code BRAINSTORM at absenceofclothing.com and get 10% off.
I know we shouldn't have to scream that we're atheists. You know, we don't have non-astrologers and all that. But with the religious people taking over the world, I mean, we can either speak up or be pushed into a corner. I'm proud to be an atheist.
What happens when you're an atheist living in the Canadian Bible Belt? If you're like me, you gather some friends and you take to the airwaves. So I invite you to come and join us every week to take a left to the valley and find out where you stand in this world. Follow us on iTunes, YouTube, Spreaker, Blog Talk Radio, or SoundCloud, or lefttothevalley.com. Atheist, skeptic, and humanist radio, no God required.
Faith in God is like a virus, so why would I respect it? The line between good and evil gets blurred once infected. The truth you neglected.
Okay, so we're back. We'll be calling Chris right away here. He's just about ready. And
Putting his face on.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, let's hit our fuck everybody's bumper. I don't know if you can see it there, Dave.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
It's new.
It's the new bumper
because we needed another bumper with fucks in it.
It's never
You
enough.
always need that.
All the fucks.
Yep.
Here we go.
Still waiting on that heifer, Julio. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
That one's classic.
That's so good.
That's a great one. Okay, well, why don't we start off with, sure, Renee.
Me?
Who do you
No.
want to say fuck you to?
To quote George Carlin, no, fuck everybody, actually.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I thought it was going to be more specific, but I don't know.
Well, we can, I guess. Well, I'll wait till Chris gets on before we
Before we
start.
get into that one?
Into
Okay, right
Get
now-
into the actual skeptic
Yeah.
community.
How about fuck people with fake gluten allergies?
Yeah.
Seriously, like, just fuck right off.
Yeah.
Like,
I concur. People,
I mean, if you have celiac disease, you have my sympathies.
Yes.
But the people that have jumped on board, fuck off.
Well, and the thing that also sucks about that is that if you have celiac disease, you are allergic to gluten. You need to have a separate toaster. You need to have separate utensils.
You know, mind you know exactly what you need.
Yeah, you have to change your shampoo and your conditioner because some of those things have gluten in them.
Yeah.
Right.
But the people that have celiac disease are more likely to cook for themselves at home. They're less likely to go to the restaurant.
And they also know. Meanwhile, we were having stuff because I work in a restaurant.
Yes.
And we were having issues, and the head chef, she was losing her mind.
Oh,
and
shit.
like things like they wanted, what was it? They wanted sweet potato fries because they're gluten intolerant. Well, you can't have sweet potato fries because they're in a deep fryer. Oh no, that's fine. The deep fryer kills the gluten. No, it fucking doesn't.
Is that what they said?
That's what they said. We had the one server come back. They said it's okay. The deep fryer kills the gluten. And we went, no, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. Gluten
Now you just have deep fried gluten.
Yeah, deep fried gluten is nothing to kill because that's just it. Is if the deep fryers, which are generally at about 350 degrees or so,
Yeah.
if they kill gluten, then fine, you can have the pizzas because pizzas are cooked at 425. If it's going to kill it, yeah, it would kill it too.
Exactly.
But it doesn't.
But why would you put yourself through that if you have a fake allergy?
Because it's the thing now. Is because, if I go gluten, I'll lose 10 pounds. You know, paleo diet says we can't have this.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
I have
blah,
to
blah.
make my own butter. It has to be clarified butter. I have to have ghee. I can't have fucking real butter. Fake gluten allergies. I hear you, man. I mean, I have certain food intolerances, and there's also foods that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms.
We bought chicken today, and it said gluten free.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that on boxes that are hilarious. Like the boxes that we get, like the big boxes of tea at work.
Yes.
GMO and gluten free. Well, fuck. I hope there's no gluten in tea.
I hope not. But sometimes, like, depending on the blend.
There should be no gluten in tea. There's no gluten in tea leaves.
Depending on the blend, though. But if it's like a tisane, which is like a mixture, like herbal, and they have like put berries and shit, maybe some like, because there's a kind of tea that they put like popcorn kernels in. I can't remember. It's a type of green tea. And it's like what you get at Via Thai.
Oh, well, if it's popcorn, that's still not got gluten in it. Because popcorn is corn. There's no gluten in corn.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right. It's like Rice Krispies, gluten-free Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Yes. They just repackaged
Fucking A well
it.
better be.
Yeah. Gluten-free ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
God, I fucking hope there's no gluten in ice cream.
Side rant, honeycomb cereal changed their recipe. Fucking shitty.
Terrible.
It's terrible. It's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old is like, it doesn't taste good, Mom. I know.
Well, they had the ad campaign to save the bee. Now they need to save the recipe.
That was for Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, was that Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah.
I was thinking that was honeycomb.
Well, thanks for joining us, Chris. We're saying fuck everybody today. We got a lot of issues. We got a lot of issues with the skeptic and atheist community that have been going on lately. A lot of infighting.
Oh, no. What are you talking about?
You don't know anything about this?
I don't know what you mean. I don't keep track of that kind of shit, man. I'm completely out of the loop on that one.
Yeah, nobody's talking shit about each other. Yeah. So I guess what is one of the infights that is bothering everybody the most?
Let's see. My brain's fried right now. I just got home. Are we talking about the one that occurred today specifically, or are there other things?
Well, just in the recent past, like there's been a lot of people who have been, one could say they've been criticizing Sam Harris, or one could say that there's some infighting going on or some disputes between blocked folks.
Okay, yeah, all right. So the Sam Harris thing, what was that about? Refresh my memory. I need a jump start right now.
He's leaving Patreon?
Yeah, he's leaving Patreon.
Oh, I hadn't heard this. No, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, or he pulled off a Patreon because they shut down Lauren Southern's channel.
And then another one. There was the second one that they did on the same day.
I don't remember that one.
That...
yeah, it was a whole... there's a whole group of them.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't you post about that on your podcast page?
I probably...
It's all the people associated with Lauren Southern, right? Like the whole organization, right?
Yeah, it was like, I forgot the name of it, to be honest with you.
They were out and they were actually like getting in the way of rescue boats and shit. So,
yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
oh, yeah, and that's right. Now I remember. The guy from Patreon, the CEO, did a video about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Explaining why he did it. So, I mean, if the CEO of Patreon's coming after your ass, you're fucked, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I can curse on here, right? I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Please do.
Okay. The title is Fuck Everybody, so I'm pretty sure you can drop a few more F-bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
This isn't a show for kids.
Although my kids sometimes do listen.
Really? Good for them.
Yeah, fuck them too.
Dad, they know Dad's a foul mouth.
Yes.
That's right.
Expose them early.
Yeah, exactly. My child has said the F word a few times already. So what do we think about Sam Harris leaving Patreon? Because...
So did he make a post about it or something?
He had I reluctantly subscribed to his podcast on iTunes, and
oh wow!
I was listening to another podcast, and then all of a sudden, like, because it goes through, automatically plays all of your unplayed podcasts unless you pause it, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing Sam Harris talk, and it's just a short one, and it basically talks about why he's decided to leave Patreon, and he mentions Lauren Southern, and he mentions the weird thing is that he mentions that she's some kind of journalist and he doesn't know anything about her. And then he mentions the other group that was kicked off. And then it just seemed like those two, like him leaving Patreon, were related, but he didn't really know enough about it. Like
he didn't have all the information before jumping to a conclusion.
It was really weird.
What? fucking Harris. What? Okay,
Yeah, that's about it.
what a surprise that is.
The unmitigated gall. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Rational.
I'm trying to find.
Not that I want.
No, I just, he just has these racists and shit on the shit. I just want to find out what they're talking about,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I just want to, I'm just asking questions here.
Just jacking off.
Yeah.
Like, who is that guy?
Ruben.
Yeah, like Ruben.
I was thinking the author of the Bell Curve.
Oh, yeah, that
Yep.
he had that. What's his name? Murray? Gordon Murray?
Yeah, something Murray. Yeah, I mean, I did listen to that past.
Charles Murray. That's right.
Charles Murray. Okay.
And
Gordon Murray is a different person.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, I'm just like, I know nothing about IQ tests, but he started talking. I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right here. And Sam Harris was just kind of kissing his ass the whole time. I'm just like, what?
It's disappointing.
Oh, no.
He was deep throating him.
Yeah. Took it all the way.
His mascara is starting to run.
Anyway, aren't you glad I came on to wreck the show?
Damn right. Fucking
Yeah,
hey.
that's right. Well, before this, we didn't have any content.
We were just making
Just
small
winging
talk.
it. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I think Sam Harris is being too hasty, and I don't know. I don't listen to him. I've really, ever since I heard his podcast about gun control, it's probably 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
I just stopped listening to him because some of the shit that he was talking about, it was getting weird for me, and I needed to, because at that point I was binge listening to a lot of his stuff, and like Seth and all the other dudes, and I just liked the Thinking Atheist better.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
It's just
Because he thinks,
Right.
Well, exactly. And he could read the phone book, and a lot of
Yeah. Yeah. Sam Harris could be narrating the most exciting novel a lot in the world, and I would still fall asleep.
He truly could be giving you the answer to the question of the universe, and you'd be just still snoring.
God, you're so boring.
Well, that's why Neil deGrasse Tyson is such a good spokesperson for that type of thing, because he's got a good voice.
Right.
Cosmos was amazing because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was...
I know some very smart people who still really like Sam Harris and
Me too.
listen to him regularly, and I try very hard not to give him a chance consistently. I'm always disappointed.
No.
No.
I mean, we have contributors to this podcast that like Sam Harris, and we have... I just had a recent conversation with somebody who was like, I think Sam Harris is great. He's my hero, and this and this and this. And I was just really surprised to hear that.
This is why you shouldn't have heroes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Let's clarify here, okay? Sam Harris, if you're just getting into atheism and that, you're trying to find your way, he's good for that, right? He was good for helping people bring it, like, Richard Dawkins with the God delusion.
Right.
So he was good at that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but he has some troublesome shit with Islam, where we should nuke him. Of course, it was hypothetical, of course, but
Yeah.
whatever, But he should have stayed in his lane, is what he should have done.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Dawkins. For one, Dawkins needs to stay off Twitter, but that's a whole different thing. But anyway,
Yeah, he really does.
when they started going into social justice stuff, okay, I'm sorry, but your white ass, ivory tower ass motherfucker ain't gonna know anything, okay?
No.
Especially when you have people on who don't even know what the fuck. I mean, he could have had somebody for the he was talking about BLM, Black Lives Matter, and stuff like that, and he had some dude on there. He only picks people that he knows is going to agree with him. He never challenges it.
Mm-hmm.
He never presents a challenge. He should have had somebody hardcore on there if he really wanted. No, he can't have that. you know, you got to have reasonable discourse. You have to be real reasonable and quiet.
Well, I mean, I challenge him to actually have like somebody like Sincere Karabo on, somebody who is super reasonable and will explain to you why the fuck you're wrong in a very reasonable way.
Yeah.
Like,
no, because he would tear his ass to pieces.
yeah, he would.
I mean, Sam Harris is a fucking, I'm telling you, man, he lives with this in his own bubble. Not to say that a lot of us don't, but even more so with, if you're a public figure like that, you got to try to at least make an effort, you know?
Right.
Well, he drinks privilege for breakfast, and then he goes and has a shower in privilege, and then he
charges $10,000 for a speaking engagement.
Exactly. And then he has privilege for lunch.
And he jerks off about how smart he is. You know,
he ejaculates privilege.
Okay, we went a little off track.
Hey, you already talked about blowjobs. So.
I mean, does he like do facials with privilege? I mean, you know, he shoots wad over.
He probably does. He probably does.
Yeah.
No, that's when he develops into his own self-shame. It's kind of a...
It's not a pearl necklace. It's a privilege necklace.
Alrighty then. Okay, well, actually, that'd be cool. You like market that shit.
Yeah?
A privilege necklace or whatever.
Necklace.
I'm gonna write that
and you
down.
like has a little microchip sound. You push a button that says Sam Harris saying some stupid shit. You know?
Yeah. Would there be some kind of copyright infringement?
Probably. Probably.
Darn.
You'd probably get in big trouble for
What
stealing.
about like fair use? Could do that
Fair
in
use,
satire.
yeah. As long as you only, yeah, exactly. As long as you use it for satire or for information.
It's ironic. It's not. I'm not making money off of it. I'm donating all the proceeds to my personal cause.
An ironic Sam Harris pearl necklace.
Yeah. Well,
that resonates. What beer are you drinking?
This would be Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. It's actually not bad.
Sounds exotic.
No, Sierra Nevada is a California microbrew.
Oh.
I wanted something a little different. I usually drink porters and stouts, but I was in a hurry. So
Porter's
I got
good.
cheaper.
I like porter.
So
That's what she said.
So my bone to pick is
what is your bone to pick?
Peter Boghossian.
Ah, yes.
Oh, Jesus, help us.
I particularly like. He's been kind of on the shit train for a while, and of course, the conceptual penis paper is complete nonsense, ridiculous piece of trash attempt to dispute against gender studies. But my real issue lately has been this body habitus tweet of his.
What the fuck is that?
Basically, it's your body shape.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just a fancy medical term.
Yeah, like where he tweeted that third wave feminists, nearly every male who's a third wave feminist is physically feeble and has a terrible body habitus. Was his quote. Or what
Who the
his
fuck
tweet.
says that? Who the fuck says that?
Peter
What
Boghossian.
does that even mean? He is the whitest man in the universe.
He is.
I was going to.
I'm Peter Boghossian, and I'm the whitest man in the universe. No, fuck you. I'm sorry.
I was going to say. I think someone's projecting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I'm like this. I'm around there with the whitest man, I guess. I'm pretty white. I'm pretty pale. I'm redhead.
Yeah.
Well, you're at least aware of your privilege, and you're doing something about it.
I've got a sexy privilege. That's right.
Yeah.
Habitus.
It's so rooted in this like fucking toxic shit, like this toxic masculinity of what a man is supposed to be like, has to fit his these criteria.
He's opening another beer on his desk.
I don't have an opener. Yeah, I
Oh.
don't have an opener. That's how real men do it.
Yeah.
But he is using his, and isn't it why didn't he try to debunk something else? Like, why did he have to pick gender studies? Why couldn't he have like that is
because he's had a real grudge against gender studies for a long time.
So what woman said, no, I'm not going to fuck you? And then he was like, oh, yeah? So she was,
Conference.
Somebody at a conference.
Yeah. So she was like a gender studies major or something. And he got all butt hurt because she wasn't going to let him put his penis inside of her. And then now he writes this bullshit paper. It's like, I'm going to break down the whole entire gender studies. Fuck that shit.
That was funny. He won't let me put his penis in there. I mean,
anyway, should I have been more detailed? And I should have been. That was TMI. I'm sorry.
No, that was fine.
No, it was fine. It's just you didn't say dick and you said penis. It was just fine. I'm sorry. I'm just too.
Should I say cock?
Vulgar.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's funnier because you were technical.
I was technical.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
I need to say cock more.
or just keep it strictly technical.
Strictly technical?
Yeah, penis inserted for intercourse.
Okay.
100%. Coitus.
Yeah, there we go. That's the better term. There we go. Much better.
Then we sound like we're ripping off of Big Bang Theory, and that's just terrible.
Oh, fuck them. I was saying that shit before they were even born, man. Come on.
Fucking Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
Fuck those guys.
That's a rant for another night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think
Peter
it's
Boghossian, right?
I think Peter Boghossian is a dick, and I'm just. This is one of those things where A Manual for Creating Atheists was a really good book that I was super excited about, and when that came out, it just seemed like a revelation to me. It seemed like, okay, now we're getting somewhere, and I'm a fan of conversation, like reasonable discourse, like Sam Harris talks about, and I'm excited about being able to reach people that are doxastically closed and have conversations with people and not necessarily like have to have points to disprove, but rather to ask questions. And that type of concept was exciting to me. And now Peter Boghossian, the author of that book, is just fucking crashing and burning. And it's just so indicative of, okay, I really like this person for this reason, but for this reason, they're fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what... Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go
ahead. And Anthony Magnabosco has, I think, taken street epistemology further than Peter Boghossian did. He wrote the book, he helped create the app, but Anthony Magnabosco is out there literally on the streets with people every single day, having conversations with people. He has a private Facebook group, he has a website, he's doing way more things. He's giving talks about it. And what the fuck is Peter Boghossian doing?
He's bitching about gender studies.
Yeah, and saying that men that are feminists are fat or scrawny or whatever is he saying, or weak,
whatever they're.
So is he bored? Is he just trying to stir shit up? Like, what the fuck is he trying to do there? Like, he's like, oh no, Anthony Magnabosco is way cooler. Yeah, he is. And maybe he's just jealous that he's doing better than he is. So he just has to make other people feel small. He's just he's being childish. It's fucking disgusting.
Well said.
Say really.
Yes.
Well said.
Thanks.
Mic drop.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go with that. Like, it's just such a fucking disappointment as a leader and as a person.
Yeah.
Well, when was he ever really, the first thing I remember him saying that was fucked up was when he said something about, why are you proud to be gay?
Yeah.
You were born that way. Why would you be proud? Would you be proud to have blue eyes? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, that was another tweet that he put out, and then completely ignoring the fact that people aren't proud of being gay necessarily. They're proud of surviving in a world that discriminates against them. And
I think the common thread here is Twitter is kryptonite for these people.
Yeah, that's right. They should all just stay off of it, eh?
It's like it's.
Well, anybody should really fucking stay off it.
Yeah,
it's a cesspool.
fucking cesspool.
Well, because it's too instantaneous. You can just.
You can say whatever you want.
It's like
and
brain
just-
fart and instantly out to millions of people, and
Well, and you don't have that accountability. You're sitting in front of whatever screen that you're using to get those words out there, and nobody's like, dude, that's a dick thing to say. That is a dick thing to say.
Social media in general.
Well, yeah. And I think that's what we're seeing.
It's a shield of anonymity almost. I mean, people say shit online that they would never say to somebody to their face, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, even
and
if
that's
their
why
name
I
is there.
tried to fucking do that. I tried to say shit that I would say to somebody's face.
Yep, I
That's
think
my
that's fair.
religion.
Yeah, even if their name is out there, they still seem to have this well, I mean, people have their issues with Dan Arrow, but today
I was literally thinking about him. Just
Not figuratively, but literally.
Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, thank you for kidding me. You got me.
his today he released a new episode of his podcast, and somebody just randomly decided, today I will say I don't want to listen to your show. Well, in what world would you go around looking at books and saying, shit, I'm not reading that, fuck this, as loud as you can to the rest of the world? I'm not listening to that. I'm not doing that.
that person would be arrested if they walked into Chapters and did that.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah,
Chapters. What? Wait, what?
That's a book franchise.
Yeah,
it's a bookstore.
It's this old thing called a bookstore. Sorry.
Oh, very clever of you. This old thing called the United States, where we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's right.
Yeah.
We wear more flannel and denim than you do.
Don't see, we went through this already. That transcends Canada. That's not just.
I'm wearing
actually,
my
the Pacific
denim undies.
Northwest is more like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention the Canadian tuxedo.
Oh yes. Well, I didn't. I wanted to break it down a little bit because I wasn't sure if Chris was going to understand what the Canadian tuxedo was. So
actually, I don't. You go on.
It's basically when you wear a denim shirt and a denim pair of pants
and a denim jacket.
And a denim jacket.
Oh, okay. So
that is
go
the
ahead and
Canadian
tell you right
tuxedo.
Now, when I was a teenager, I did that.
I think we all did that when we were teenagers.
Heck yeah.
That is commonly referred to as the Canadian tuxedo.
Right.
Yeah.
I never heard that. That's interesting. But so I actually missed this whole Dan Arrow, this particular episode of Dan Arrow douchery.
Well,
I
this wasn't him being a douche. This was someone else just being a random douche about his podcast, a new episode of his podcast coming out.
So was it somebody who had a sizable following that was just like...
I don't know.
Isn't that along the same lines?
It's always the guys with 15 followers that are like, fuck you, asshole.
Isn't that kind of like the same lines of saying, at the bottom of every comment thread, it's first,
yeah. Gay.
Yeah. Along the same line.
I think what we need to do is we need to take the iPads and the iPhones out of these little boys' playpens and fucking get them to wipe their own ass first and get them to make their bed every morning.
Right.
And fucking learn how to say please and thank you before you give them a fucking screen with which they can communicate to the entire world.
Good luck with that with Donald Trump.
Right. Yeah.
He's
Jesus. Look, okay. I know Saskatchewan's total podunk even compared to here. But can I come there?
Absolutely.
You betcha.
Live in a shed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can park a fucking tiny house in Corey's driveway. And yeah, you're good to go.
We got lots of good campgrounds, and you can
definitely.
There's lots of places to stay.
There's 3 local breweries in the city. There's at least 3.
Are they any good though?
They're delicious.
Rebellion's quite good.
Rebellion is awesome.
Most of it. There's some misfires, but it happens.
They don't have a good porter.
If nobody knew what you were talking about, beer right now, it'd be fucking hilarious. Rebellion is delicious. Sometimes they misfire, though, but they're delicious.
That's a good soundbite that we have to use.
I guess everything, we have to keep everything in context.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
context
exactly.
matters.
Context matters.
It absolutely does.
Sorry, being a dick is my thing, my shtick.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
I
So
like
I guess,
penis.
yeah, I don't know. There seems to be a general mood of dickishness over skepticism and atheism lately.
The tone I don't really know specifically I'm not that in the atheist community, but what I've seen, it just seems to be right now there's a whole lot of dick waving. It's like,
yeah,
it's like, who's got the biggest one? Whip them out, boys.
Take down your pants, boys. Yep.
Well, yeah, I think it's a symptom of too many white guys. Too many white cishet dudes running shit. I think that's a symptom of it. And I'm not going to sit here and say I try to steer, but it's like a train wreck. You can't turn away.
Yeah, you gotta go see what's going on.
I mean, it's just like the whole thing with fucking. There's not enough women leaders in this country. Mm-hmm. Do you think we'd get all the shit we get into if there was more women leaders, more women senators, more women, representatives, shit like that? I honestly don't think so. I mean, that's just my honest opinion about it.
Right.
I think it would be slightly different. If Hillary had been elected president, what would the landscape look like? And there's not a lot of female atheists that are out there that are, that have their own podcasts. There's not a lot of them have them with other dudes. There's no female thinking atheist out there, and there's no female Aaron Ra out there that has the same level of notoriety at reach. All. And it's kind of discouraging as a feminine atheist, as a female atheist.
Part of the problem too would be like if a woman was to start coming up and becoming more well known, and every time it does happen occasionally, but then you get the anti-feminists constantly harping, oh well, she's just making strides because of the shitty left, and oh look at this shitty thing she does and that shitty thing she does.
Definitely.
Meanwhile, even some of the best of us get defensive when you criticize Sam Harris for saying legitimately terrible things. Mm-hmm. It's a frustrating double standard.
Yeah. What I just listened to the Thinking Atheist podcast this week where he had Michael Sherlock on.
Okay.
And it was really good, and they talked about the new atheism. Seth has come out in opposition of the whole concept of the new atheism. He had a really good, succinct, well thought out post on Facebook about it, and Michael Sherlock had some good words to say about it too. And he basically said that just because you're an atheist doesn't mean you're necessarily rational in every single way. Just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean you're completely awesome and blameless, and you don't have your quirks or your blind spots or your biases. And it's understandable. It's just because we're atheists, that's just the only thing that brings us together is something that we don't believe. There's so much difference.
I had a bit of a problem with that, to be honest with you.
How so?
It almost seemed like he was kind of excusing people like that. To me, that's what it seemed like to me.
That's not how I saw
it's almost like he was. Maybe I read it incorrectly, and I'm certainly open to that possibility. But it just seemed like to me he was like, "Well, not everybody is. We just need to get together and be big atheist happy family." Well, no, sorry, motherfucker. When it comes to people like Peter Boghossian, Sam Harris, guys like James Lindsay, guys like that, man, I ain't got nothing for you, man. I'm sorry. They're going out of their way to be assholes. I mean, I understand the premise of just because you're an atheist doesn't mean you're into social justice or that you're left wing. I mean, there's libertarian, atheists, but I'm sorry, that's not an excuse to be an asshole. I'm supposed to support an atheist just because he's an asshole? I mean, just because he's an atheist, I'm supposed to that's fine. He's a fucking asshole. He's a shithead to women, and he's like anti-SJW. I'm sorry, no. I'm just not going to. I mean, that's just my.
I was
take on it.
I was just having a conversation with a guy today. Actually, I actually do have more in common now with a progressive religious person than I do with a white nationalist atheist. And there are white nationalist atheists, despite the fact that feels like a contradiction. So it's one of those things we want a coherent atheist community, right? But at the same time, should we be supporting everybody who's outspoken as an atheist just because they're outspoken as an atheist?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's a level of accountability there. I think when you look up to somebody, when someone is your quote unquote hero,
right.
Like somebody holds Sam Harris on this giant pedestal, and then he says something that's batshit crazy, and then does he come off of his pedestal? I think that's something that since I left organized religion, that's something that I've come across numerous times. Is I think. The way that I was indoctrinated, I seek out those people to look up to. I seek out those people to idolize, and something that I've had to learn how to do is learn how to see them as human, as fallible, as people that say stupid things sometimes. On one hand, yes, this is a really, really well thought out concept, and this is what they have to say. It's so spot on, and I totally agree with this. But in this area, no, I don't agree with that. And I think with atheism, because it's kind of uncharted territory, there's more than there ever used to be, and there's no one we have our own little denominations.
Everybody's got a corner type.
Exactly, and it's not going to be the same. I think as long as we keep talking about it and keep having these conversations and holding the Peter Boghossians and the James Lindsays and the Dan Arrells and the Seth Andrews and the Sam Harrises accountable for their words, then I think that's on the right track.
Right.
I think.
Geez, you're just on fire tonight, aren't you?
Really? There's fewer people
No,
around.
not really.
Fuck you, Chris.
They're lying to you. They're lying to you.
You're just downplaying my awesomeness because you don't live here.
I don't like women. I don't like women.
You love women.
I'm an anti-feminist. Go back to the kitchen.
You're full of it.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to my fuck you yet.
Okay. Let's do your fuck you.
I'm pissed off about people that
lick their lips at the gym.
Yes. People that watch me squat. Corey still feels weird about this.
He didn't hear that.
He didn't hear that. Tell your story.
You have to listen to the first part of this episode later.
I want.
You're frightening me.
You made the gagging sound not that long ago. Do you remember that, Chris?
But I'm supposed to do that.
So 2 weeks ago, almost on Monday, it'll be 2 weeks, I had fire under my ass to join a gym. I got paid for something. I had some cash in my pocket. It was burning a hole in it. And I decided I'm fucking going to go to join a gym.
Nice.
So I went to Planet Fitness, where it's $10 a month.
Yep.
James Fell, fitness guru-ish guy, Body for Wife, as he's known on Facebook, etc. His book, he's adamant about not signing a contract at a gym.
Oh, okay.
Don't pay with cash. Pay with cash. Don't sign a contract. And so I went to Planet Fitness with my water bottle, with my wallet, ready to pay for a year and work out. and then go home and then continue to work out. And the first person I talked to, they couldn't take cash for a whole year. They said, we're not set up for that. We still need your banking information so that we can take money out of your account. And I was shocked. I was shocked. And I said, so can I talk to your manager? Can I talk to somebody higher up? Because there's a reason that gyms don't post what they charge you per month, because there's no guarantees. They can change it.
Yep.
They can change what they charge you. And I was so infuriated. I was shocked that here, I want to throw $100 at you to pay for a whole year at your gym, and you don't want to take my money.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is like customer service 101. This is what the customer wants. Do whatever the fuck you can do to make the person happy. And she didn't want to do that. And I was like, oh. So she said it was going to be a year before they were set up for that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go somewhere else then. And the next closest gym to where I was Anytime Fitness. And I just went in there and I said, hey, can I pay for 6 months in advance?
Right.
And they were like, you can pay for as much as you want in advance. I didn't have to give them any banking information. I didn't have to give them a void check, nothing. So right away, they got a new membership and they even waived the sign-up fee because
right.
It was only $1.50 because they had a promotion. But still, like, I don't. How is customer service complicated? I just don't understand how customer service and being.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What?
I guess you've forgotten what century you're in. Right now, customer service doesn't mean jack shit. They don't give a fuck now.
They should. I mean, they fucking should.
Well, I should have a Ferrari in my driveway too, but it's not there.
I should be 100 pounds lighter.
The issue, I think,
sexy the way you are.
Oh, nice.
Part of the issue, I think, is that Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is a pretty giant company.
Chain, yeah,
yeah. It's
you're
a
dealing
huge chain. They don't.
Yeah, they're here.
They don't
They're
care.
here too.
Yeah, they don't care about one particular location, even let alone one particular customer. So.
Anytime Fitness is pretty big too.
Well, they are. Yeah, I think they're locally owned in different ways, though.
Yes.
I think
they might be a franchise, a franchisee.
But I'm pretty sure Planet Fitness is a franchise too.
It might be a case. It depends on how they. I know nothing.
I don't think it's a corporate.
I know nothing of how they're set up at all. But I'm just going to throw it out there as a guess. There might have a more restrictive policy program when you sign up for it. Like
I know I dealt with a lot of gyms when I was looking for a good gym.
You were going through the same experience.
And like I found that Anytime Fitness definitely has that smaller company kind of feel. Like I actually talked to the local owner when I was signing up and like discussed the terms of my membership and whatnot. So. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because you had gone there and you wanted to get.
We're talking about gyms, and he's
Sorry. This is background noise.
Yeah.
But you had issues with Anytime Fitness at first.
Well, because they don't have staff before 11
or after 7.
Or after 7.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go work out at 9, but I didn't have a membership yet.
Yeah.
So I complained on the website, and I got attention pretty quick.
That's good. That's good. I haven't done it yet, but I was going to complain on social media too. But it ties into my frustration too about how people just why I worked in customer service for 7 years. And it's not hard to look somebody in the eye and say, "Hi, how are you doing? What can I do for you today? What can I get for you?"
God, you're so naive.
Fuck you! I am not. I still think that it's not
how that works anymore.
It's not rocket
Nobody
surgery,
talks
dude.
To anybody anymore.
Press
3.
It shouldn't be rocket surgery.
To fucking wait 30 minutes.
Well, then
and
maybe.
then when you get somebody, it's fucking somebody who doesn't. I mean.
So maybe that's something that's lacking. Maybe that's a new business model that I could be a resurgence of fucking down home customer service.
That actually isn't bad. It could be a customer service that for anybody, it basically rents itself out to any company.
Yeah.
And they actually give them decent customer service. That's
Talk
actually
to a
good
human.
Why don't you get right on that?
I'm going to. Do you want to be a sponsor of my business? Because I need some money.
I mean, yeah.
Sell that Ferrari in your driveway and
investment.
I'm on that.
We're all capitalists here.
Yes, exactly.
I'm on that like Trump's on Russia. That's right.
China. But after the Anytime Fitness membership, I was happy. I was elated that I finally had sorted it out.
Right.
But then they give you a free assessment with a personal trainer.
Yes.
And then they you can get a meal plan if you want. 2 days after I joined the gym, I met with the trainer that they put me with. They asked if I had a gender preference. I said, no, I don't care. So they said, we're going to put you with the most experienced trainer that is at our gym.
Who's that?
James.
Ah, yes. I see him daily.
Yes. And so I think you can see who's in the gym by looking at, like, they have to have a readout because he came and found me at the treadmill.
Oh,
and was
yeah.
like, are you working? Like, he was critiquing what I was doing. Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I don't know how to work out. It's a bit of a misnomer. Like, I know what I'm doing. And
I'm fat and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'll tell you that right now. I have no fucking idea.
Well, when it comes to exercising, I know what I'm doing. But I just
don't.
need to stick to it for long periods of time, and then I would get somewhere. But he came up to me, and he was talking about, he was flipping through his planners, like, okay, well, we can do it tomorrow morning at 8. And then he told me, like, why are you walking forwards on the treadmill? You should be walking sideways and backwards and the other backwards and the other sideways.
You mean like the OK Go video?
Yeah, you got to choreograph it.
You got to
He
choreograph
called it the drunken sailor. But it's just, and I understand, we're all used to walking forward. It's okay.
Okay,
like,
that sounds like a sex position to me.
The drunken sailor.
It could be.
Sounds like
Reverse
something should be on
cowgirl,
Urban Dictionary.
Glass bottom boat. Yeah. I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Donkey punch.
Jesus.
Yes. So James, I was engaged in conversation with him, and he was, I was like, okay, I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. And then as we're making plans for having our 90-minute assessment, he's like, I want you to watch a documentary. And immediately my spidey senses are like, no, don't.
MLM,
I was like,
MLM, run.
yes, abort. I was going to just jump off of the treadmill. And he fucking told me to watch What the Health. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? It's not in so many words. I said, it's full of pseudoscience. He's like, no, it's just at the beginning to scare you. And I'm like, it's all throughout the whole thing.
It actually gets worse as you go on.
It gets worse. It gets worse. And so immediately, so the next day I told him when we had our assessment, I said I'd had a Larabar for breakfast, which is a granola bar. It's a breakfast bar. It's vegan. It's 4 ingredients or something like that. It's the...
It should play right into the chemophobes.
It should. But he said it's full of sugar. And then he showed me this chocolate avocado cookie that he had from the coffee shop next door. And that was not full of sugar.
But it has the cacao, which is blah, 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 blah.
So it's just a different kind of sugar.
Well, I was kind of trying. I was going for David Avocado bullshit.
Yeah. Which is 6 octaves closer to the sun.
Yeah, or whatever. That's bullshit.
Octave. So that was my gym experience. So I've actually shelled out probably more money than I should for a trainer that James Fell actually recommended. It's a girl who lives in the States. She does online training. So I've
And
enlisted her.
You told Anytime Fitness, James, you said, I'm sorry, you are not my trainer.
He was like, I do like training, and I also do like nutrition counseling. He's like, we got the fast metabolism diet, and like my guys, they lose like 3.5 pounds a week. I'm like, who wrote this book? He's like, I don't know. Right away. If you're recommending this diet for people, fuck that. You don't even know who the author is. I'm sorry. He lost me at What the Health. I was like, I'm going to get as much out of this assessment as I can. He had me doing pull-ups, and I was happy with that. He said I was strong. That made me feel good. So I'm just not going to hire him as a fucking trainer.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Well, isn't fucking Corey like a king of fucking muscular shit?
He is. Corey should be my trainer.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Every time I see his ass, he's fucking working out. And
I know. And he should train Gumby because Gumby keeps talking about it.
Gumby will talk about it until the day he dies.
Who's? I'm sorry. What?
Gumby. He's on a magical fishing trip right now.
Yeah, our other co-host.
He's going fishing for unicorns or some shit.
Yeah, he's on a magical canoeing trip.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that some kind of slang that's Canadian that I'm not familiar with? Am I missing something?
Yeah,
he's actually on vacation. He's not here right now.
He's off fishing.
Yeah, he actually did just go fishing. It's his annual fishing trip.
Yes.
Oh, the annual fishing trip. You crazy Canadians.
You love us. Come on.
Yeah.
Do you want to move here?
I have to go outdoors. No, I'm not good with that. I'm not okay with that.
You can go outdoors here.
We'll dig a tunnel.
For half the year.
What is it, like fucking 30 degrees below zero in fucking winter or something?
It can get as cold as 50 below with the wind chill.
Celsius.
Yes.
But minus 40 and minus 40 Celsius and minus 40 Fahrenheit are the same thing.
There's a point where it's just that fucking cold. It's the same thing.
That's right.
Just cold as fucking cold.
Too cold to be outside.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I can't have it. And then all flat and shit. There ain't
here it's flat.
Fucking break it.
Yeah,
there's some pretty nice hills, like a few hours south. There's sand dunes, and there's fun stuff to do all over the province.
Says you.
Fucking province. Why don't you be fucking like a civilized person? Have a goddamn state. God.
We don't have to be like you. We don't have to be just like you.
America. Fuck yeah. What are you talking about?
I was just singing Only a Woman the other day. I will have sex with you if you promise you will never die. I promise I will never die. I have to watch that again. It's so good.
All right. So I think that has been a successful fuck everybody segment. Does anybody else have a fuck somebody they'd like to say fuck you to?
We covered Sam Harris. I'm good.
I talked about stupid gym bullshit.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I talked about Pete Boghossian, so I'm good.
Okay.
All right, so this is where we'll take the break for music. For live listeners and patrons, you can enjoy the next few minutes, and we'll be back. For regular feed subscribers, this is where we'll end the Skeptics Studio. Remember to check out the Shift to Reason Radio next week to hear listener feedback, new patrons, and iTunes reviews. The music this week, Everything Sucks by Dope, Kill Your Idols by Static X, and Fuck You by the Headstones.
It fits with the theme. It's
a
all
fuck
part of the
everybody
theme.
episode. Yeah. Plug your stuff. Nobody?
Stuff. No.
Chris, you have a show.
Okay, so you didn't mention, or I shall mention now because you said you were going to, but you never did, that the first interview I ever did was with y'all.
Right.
Y'all were the first show that I was on.
After he started the Podunk Polymath.
I didn't realize that was the first one.
Yep, in September 6th, I believe. so it's been nearly a year, and my year, the Podunkiversary, 1 year Podunkiversary is coming up August 12th. August 12th will be I'm doing a live show for my 1 year anniversary.
We might not have been the first.
No, you were the first.
I think you were on Angry Black Rant before you were on us.
That doesn't count. Well, I mean, does it?
It might.
I don't. Was I on there? I think. I'm gonna have to look now, but fuck that. No.
Yeah, give us.
I've already
the credit.
started
That's
it
fine.
now. Fuck it.
Give us the credit.
No, but it was at least one of the first ones that invited me on their show, I guess. And I really want to thank y'all for doing that. I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot that y'all have been there from the beginning. And I hope that any of your listeners, actually, Saskatchewan is one of the biggest upload areas for my show.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet. It's because we can relate to your backwoods mentality.
I was going to say. So I want to thank all your listeners, all 10 of them. Whatever. There's like a population of like 50 in that fucking province or whatever.
Ish. 51, 52, somewhere in there.
Give or take.
It goes up and above and below.
I want to.
Depends if the riders are playing or not.
Yeah.
Oh, the Rough Riders.
Well, they don't have very many
Canadian-
drinking fountains, so there might not be that many left after the next couple of games if it stays this
Oh,
hot.
Canadian football is not a real thing. But anyway,
Our balls are bigger.
oh, hello, McFly.
But anyway,
So no, thank you, Ann. Okay, podunkpolymath.com, at Podunk Polymath on Twitter, Facebook, the Podunk Polymath. And if you want to email me, podunk.polymath@gmail.com. Somebody call my goddamn calling line.
Yeah, you have a phone number.
378 Popo 7676. Nobody ever fucking calls it.
615-37.
What
was it?
378 Popo 7676.
615-378 Popo.
That's right. Don't get jealous. Don't get jealous.
Now,
And,
should we just leave a message?
oh yeah, leave that message. I want you to leave Angela, actually, I want you to leave like a sexy message. Anyway, no.
Should I just
seriously,
read Dr. Seuss to you? Green eggs and ham.
Yeah, actually, that would be funny as fuck.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
But no, seriously, y'all. If you have a chance, go listen to my 1 year show next Saturday. So,
Excellent. So, is it going to be live?
yep, live with Zach from Zacrilege Cast.
Oh, brill.
Where will that be available?
It will be available at youtube.com/thepodunkpolymath. It's a live thing from YouTube. So, and if you want to call in, or well, technically it's not calling, I guess. Go to Google Hangouts and go to that. However, I'm going to send a link out. You can do the link thing, and you can click on the link. And if I deem you cool enough, I will let you come in.
Perfect.
Oh.
I might be driving or something at that time, or on the road or whatever, but I will definitely try to listen.
I could literally not know who the fuck you were.
If you try to call in, you will get approved. Is that what you're saying?
You are the most Canadian motherfucker ever.
You
You're
don't know all
Canadian.
of us. You don't
Do you know
all.
Thornton's? Do you go to Thornton's or not Thornton's? What's the name of that goddamn place?
Going out for a rip?
I don't even know what you're saying right now. What's the name of that goddamn convenience store up there?
7-Eleven?
No, goddamn it. The one everybody talks about.
Tim Hortons?
Yeah, that's it. Tim Hortons. Yeah.
That's a donut coffee shop.
We're infiltrating
Yeah.
your territory.
Yeah, we're moving down there. Tim Hortons is down in the U.S.
Apparently,
now.
they opened one up in Scotland too.
Oh, nice, nice.
Scotland?
Scotland! I'll have a double.
Shite!
Canadians are taking over the world.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Nova Scotia means New Scotland in Latin.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Good work.
The more you know.
Thanks for that little tidbit.
Yeah, they teach us that in grade 1.
Oh, fuck you.
It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast tonight, Chris.
It's been a pleasure being on, Angela.
Okay. I'm going to plug my other show.
Do it.
I put out episode 9 of the Hardcore Skeptic Examines, and in this one I talked to Donna Barker about implicit bias.
Ooh.
I'm a patron of that.
Yes, Chris is one of my 3 patrons for that show.
Wow. Talk about supportive
You
skeptic
betcha.
community here.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Eat your heart out, Sam Harris.
Take
Peter
that.
Boghossian.
Suck it! You can find that at Spreaker.com/show/the Hardcore Skeptic Examines. Let's cue that outro music.
Oh, it's coming.
There we go.
It just needs time to get ready.
Yeah.
Now, when you're older, that's what happens.
Yeah, takes a minute.
So you can check out the show notes at thebrainstormbloggpodcast.com or our website, brainstormblog.net. Thanks to our financial supporters, Will, Lisa, Rob, Aaron, Nathan, Daryl, Stephanie, Positively Skeptical, Michael, Lachlan, Magnus, and now Alden. You can join us live every second week when we broadcast live on Spreaker. You can find us at Spreaker.com/user/brainstormpodcast. Our next guest is Will D., our biggest patron and honorary member of the crew. Thanks, Chris, for joining us.
You're welcome.
You can find out more about his podcast at thepodunkpolymath.com. I'll put a link in the show notes. Thanks, Dave, for our intro music. Thanks to Alex Capper-Murdoch for doing the voiceover for the intro and some of our ads. And thanks to Jason Camo for our outro music. You can find his stuff at aloststateofmind.com. All music played is either with permission or under the SOCAN license to play. For more information on SOCAN, you can check out the music license info page on our website, brainstormblog.net. I think that's everything, so give us a rating, a thumbs up, or a fave on your podcatcher of choice. Join our Facebook group, like our page, follow us on Twitter, share the show, and spread the word. And remember, the truth matters.
Oh, yeah.
This is an opinion-based podcast. Each person on the podcast is responsible for their own opinions, and those opinions don't necessarily reflect the views of the rest of the panel. Any guests or anyone associated with the people on the podcast, such as spouses, partners, children, other family members, friends, or employers. No one person speaks for the podcast with the possible exception of Corey, and he doesn't speak for anyone else on the show. The Brainstorm podcast does not represent the views of our sponsors.
We just wanted to say thanks to everyone who listens to us, shares the show, gives us a rating on iTunes or Stitcher, or supports us through Patreon and Gumroad. We don't have a lot of interaction sometimes with our listeners, but what we have had proves that we attract some of the best people around. Smart, kind, and cool. An audience truly worthy of the titles hardcore and woo-free. Thanks for helping us make the world a smarter place.